Did you know that stress is the #1 killer today?
No, but you're certainly teaching me this.
Stress is being a sales rep with a customer on the line while your application just sits there.
I know. The app is getting caught up in the inventory lookup process.
Did you know that stress is the #1 killer today?
Did you guys rehearse this?
We've got no orders coming out of our Western call center.
We know. There's a bottleneck right now.
Didn't this happen last month?
Those poor reps.
What's the cost of those lost sales?
We know. It could be a server issue, or storage, or the network, or an application setting.
Whatever it is, we can't be taken by surprise anymore.
We should know when those poor sales reps are headed for trouble.
Then we know what to do.
We have got to find a way to do this for the reps.
For a budget.
But how?
Just call Oracle. I didn't know he could speak.
I didn't either.
So what Vishal, the guy who doesn't speak, was talking about was that they needed to solve 3 very important problems. They needed to monitor what was the real user experience that the end users were seeing when accessing the application. Often when you're running a systems environment, you say our databases look fine, our middleware looks fine, our apps look up and running, but you really can't tell if the business users who are using that system, in their case, the sales reps and the call center people, were actually seeing really good end user performance. So that's problem 1. Problem 2 is they couldn't correlate the fact that they were seeing a lot of orders coming in to specific problems from the system side. They couldn't correlate business metrics that they were tracking to specific issues on the system side. And third, they also found it difficult to identify and pinpoint the specific part of the stack that was causing problems. You know, Patty was talking about maybe it's a server, maybe it's storage, maybe it's network. And what we really believe is that you need to have integrated management of your business applications, your middleware, database, and infrastructure to make it easy for you to address these problems. And we're very pleased today to have Marshall Law from Office Depot, a customer of ours who's actually solved some of these problems using a combination of Oracle products. Marshall, welcome to Open World. Thank you. So everybody knows Office Depot, no introduction needed. But you know Sushil Kumar from product development. Sushil's going to show you some new things that they've cooked up to help Avatech. So welcome to Open World. Right.
Thanks, Marshall. Thanks, Thomas. So Marshall, I'm going to start with our real user monitoring capability because everything seems to be in the middle of some sort of crisis. So the reason why it is called real user experience management product is because it looks at the actual user traffic for any kind of web application or forms-based application. And based on that data, I can tell you where your users are coming from, whether they are running into any kind of errors, whether they have any kind of performance issues. Also, with our applications, we have pre-packaged integrations. So we are not only telling you all the cryptic network URL, we are actually telling you which business functions the users are trying to perform. So as we can see in this business funnel, we understand the entire construct of the order process, and we can also see where people are spending most of their time. So if Patty had access to such a tool, she would have seen this problem coming, and they would have been able to remediate it before it started to affect their business. So even now it is not too late. We do see some alerts here. So it looks like some of our users are running into a problem. What I also see here is that of the 2 servers that are involved in supporting this application, one of them is using disproportionate amount of time. And we can also correlate it back to the response time so that any page that is served by this particular server, it seems to be taking a long time to load. So we obviously know that something is going on here. So let's drill down. And what we see here, Marshall, is that most of the people or most of the pages that are being served out of this server, that falls into what we call the frustrated page view zone. So based on the threshold that we have defined, we see that while the first server I think is doing okay, the second server is not really healthy. So something is going on here. So let's drill down and see what's going on. And what we see here is the visual topology of the application. So in a quick glance, you can say what are the various components, how are they interrelated, and we see the two web servers that we just saw on the previous screen. We also see that both the web servers, behind both the web servers, we have two app servers each. And one of that app server seems to have some sort of issue. So let's go and drill down. The server is up, and I think all other components are also up. But for some reason, the response time has been going up. So this is kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it is, because you said all the servers were exactly the same, they're configured all the same, but yet you've got one server that's not responding.
Exactly. So all these 4 servers are supposed to be exactly alike, same hardware, same configuration. Now there could be many reasons why only one server is having the problems, but I think a good place to start would be to look at if anybody has tampered with the configuration. Now, normally doing that requires you to go through zillions of files to the file diffing. It's a very time-consuming process. Unfortunately, Patty doesn't have that kind of luxury. So the good news is that Enterprise Manager has already done the hard work for you. It has already gone and collected all this information. All the information is right there. All that we need to do is to ask Enterprise Manager as to what is different. So we select all the 4 servers here, and we compare, and it does tell us that something was changed on this particular server. So this memory